Okay, well, hello everybody. I'm knitting some socks. I've been doing a lot of knot binding lately, but I thought I'd knit at least one pair of socks just before this winter is over. This is a pattern that I designed a couple of years ago, and I've been selling it, and I've made several of these pairs. I'm just going to make one more pair because they do wear out. You can, if you're interested in the pattern, it's you can find it in my Patreon shop for sale and download it. I use 4-ply wool, 100% wool, and I dye my yarns with plant dyes, and this is just some leftover yarns that I got in my stash. So I'm making this pair of socks. I've been knitting the yellow and the orange, and there's a bit of a gray trim here, and I'm going to switch to red, knit a couple of rows of red, and then I'm going to start to do the heel. I'm not making these very long because I just want them to be short little socks. So yeah, and so I'm probably about here, and I'm going to knit that, and then knit that in red. Yeah, so I'm improvising on the design a bit. I'm not making as much as I want it as it is in this pattern. I just want to get them quickly done. There's something to wear on my cold feet. And that's a different pattern with all that I've got designed. So I knit with a knitting ring because I knit 3 or 4 colors at once, and I bought this one from a jeweler in Finland. I can leave the links for in the description below. I don't know if she still makes them. It was like specialty made, but you can contact her and ask her. This one has 4 holes that you can use 4 different colors in it. I don't often knit with 4 at once, but it's nice to have it. So I'm going to knit. Yeah, I'm going to switch to red, knit a couple of rows, and then I'm just going to start knitting the heel. So I think I'll introduce it with a knit one red and one yellow for one row, and then I'll switch to the red. So I think I'll break this off. Yeah, I don't need that for a while. Break the gray one off. Can get quite tangled in these things sometimes if you don't watch what you're doing. I don't want the orange one either. Pull the orange one out of there. Okay, so I've got the yellow, and I'm going to knit one more row of yellow till it comes around to here again. That's the beginning of the pattern there. So I'll put the yellow one back onto the knitting ring. Now I knit with 5 needles instead of 4 because when I'm knitting in the round it's easier if you add an extra needle, because then you're working in more of a square shape rather than a triangle, and you've got more room to work. So often if there are only needles come in sets of 4, I buy 2 sets, and then I've got the extra one, and I'm always losing needles anyway, so I usually double up. So I knit continental style, and it's just pick knitting. It's just put the needle through the stitch and just pull it through like that, like you're hooking it, but just with the needle. Oh, this camera's not right, is it? Is that better? Right, so I don't know if the camera angle is right there. So the tension is just held between these two fingers. I don't have it wrapped around there. The rest of this is holding the sock. My tension is just between my index and my middle finger. Okay, now I'm going to introduce the red into this. So let's put that through that slot there. Hold this in my hand and the first stitch is always a bit hard to get the tension, but if you just pull it through, and then you can adjust the tension once you have a stitch on the needle. Okay, there. So there is a stitch. Those both come through my finger there. And a yellow, a red, Oh, runaway ball on the floor. Oh, great. Oh, well. The cat's not here, so I should be okay. Hmm. Oh, that was a boo-boo. I split a stitch here, I think. One piece of the strand of that yarn got caught up. So that should be red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow, red, yellow. Oh, I have two yellows there instead of one. Oh well. Suppose if I knit that into one, no, I'm not going to worry about it because I'm going to be going into the doing a heel next anyway. So if I made a mistake, I made a mistake. When you knit pure wool socks, you have to realize that they have a short lifespan, and they do wear out, and then or you can darn them up, but you know they're not a forever sock like nylon. They last for one season maybe, and then you have to make a new pair. But that's okay because it doesn't take long really to make one. So I'm not that fussy if the pattern isn't perfect because it's going on my feet and inside the boots, and you know the purpose is to keep my feet warm. But this is bothering me, so I think I'll knit that into two together. Okay. And red. Okay. I'm going to knit the heel just in the red, so I'm going to break the yellow off here. So it don't get tangled in it. And I'm going to move half the stitches onto one needle. Okay, so I've got 58 stitches, so I'm going to put 30 stitches onto one needle and okay, so I'm starting knitting with this one. I knit 30 stitches onto this needle. 2, 7, 8, 9, 10, 'Oh, how did I do something silly like that? I knit the wrong red. Well, that was very dumb. Yeah, nothing like screwing up. Okay, I'll unpick this. 3. Well, what to do when you make a mistake, how to unpick something. Suppose you need to learn how to do that as well. So transfer these back to this needle. And right, okay. Now, I should get my runaway ball of wool from the floor. All right, try again. Two, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now I'll check that I've got 30 on here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28. Okay, good enough. So put half of these evenly onto both needles. Okay, so there's 15 on those, and I'm going to just work on this one, these two. So now I'm going to be knitting back and forth, so it's going to be knit row, purl row. So every time I pick up a stitch and I pass it through, then I give it a slight tug with my index finger to tighten the tension to the size of the needle, and then I continue on. I can't remember how many rows I put on this heel. It's been a while. Let's see. Um, repeat purl knit 1 row, purl 1, repeat rows 1 and 2 till you have a square shaped heel, about 30 rows. So 30 rows of heel. And then I do the turn on it. So I'll do that today. And I'll do some more tomorrow. Okay, 30 rows. I suppose I should have live streamed this, but I was testing out new equipment and microphones and stuff today, so I wasn't sure this was going to work. There's cables everywhere, and so maybe in a couple of days I'll try to start doing some live streams. Everything takes longer to do than you think it's going to. Oh, wait a minute. It's going to keep getting in red. Oh. Oh, I think I'll put all this on one needle. I'm not forgetting it. Okay. Ah, poo. Okay, there. There. Okay, I've done 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So I've done about halfway. I'm going to stop recording here because it's just going to be more of the same knit purl, and I will pick this up tomorrow. I'll knit as far as turning the heel, and then tomorrow I'll try and get another video done where I turn the heel around, and then another day when we start to build the sock. If you're interested in the pattern, as I said, check on Patreon and you can download it and get yourself some 4-ply knitting yarn. And I think the next one I'm going to try and knit with a thicker weight, a sport weight yarn, so that there's less stitches in a sock to knit. It might go a bit faster and it might be a bit thicker. I don't really like socks out of the double knit, but I like the sport weight for knit sock knitting. Okay, thanks for watching, everybody, and let me know what you think, and if you think you want to knit along, we can do more knitting stuff. Thank you.